Let me just look at YouTube to make sure we're live. Okay, we're live. Hello, this is Saki, and this is Matthew. Welcome to Thursday Night Poetry with Saki and Matthew. So we're live streaming at this time because Matthew has good internet at his house and I don't, so I pre-record my episodes. But anyway, we're live streaming tonight, and we're going to read you some poems. So this week we had a challenge. Would you like to describe the challenge?
The challenge is to rewrite a classic fable, The Ugly Duckling, but in such a way that the poem scans well, so that if another person reads it, it will sound correct. And we have to be better than the other person as well. So one of us is going to win the challenge.
What the heck? Oh, I thought this was just an individual challenge for ourselves to beat ourselves, but okay. I see how it is.
That's not how that...
Who determines the victor?
I don't know, your millions of fans.
My millions of fans. My 2 viewers. Okay. Alright, let's go. Should we do a coin flip?
I don't have a coin.
Alright. I'm gonna pick a number for mine first. For you reading mine first. And it's an even or an odd number.
Okay.
Don't look at the camera because I'm showing the audience what number it is. Or don't look at the screen, rather. Pick a number.
12.
Alright, that's an even number, so you're reading mine first.
Okay.
I picked 2. Oh, wait. Oh, there's some other crap on the other side. Read the blue poem.
The Ugly Swanling. Upon a time, an ugly duck was born. Although he wasn't pretty, he was wise. He figured, since he'd never pleased the eyes, to cultivating knowledge he was sworn. And thus he found his role within the pond, respected for his wit and acumen. Well, everybody knows what happens then. The seasons turned, and he became a swan. But with his neck so tall and feathers whitened, now no one seemed to care he was enlightened. This new society embraced aesthetics. His hard-earned work a slave to good genetics. His vacant-minded peers brought him no solace. There is no place for brains among the flawless.
Dang, that was so well read. Looks like I punctuated.
That was good. I'm worried now.
What? About what? See,
about winning.
Well, you shouldn't have made it a contest against each other.
True. No one to blame but myself. It's funny because these are going to start in exactly the same way.
Oh, really? Okay. Any title? Just
no title.
Untitled. What? What a trip. Okay. Upon a time... I'm going to screw this up. I keep wanting to say the first line of my poem.
It's all right.
Upon a time, a duckling lived, whose ugliness in comic rhymes, its playmates prone to eulogize, with cruel jibes cliché intoned. Such pitiable shortages of oranges, you hideous, homunculus, your beaks acute, your feet obtuse, disgusting us. With wheezing so revolting, plus that molting fluff won't glean a show of sympathy, so get some smarts and exit our proximity. That duckling's flaws in distant years had disappeared from duck's recall. I don't know this next word.
Gelid.
But gelid darkness now congeals, its mouth reveals a question mark. In cursive swept by feathers white, as weathered ice, a serpent's neck. Arises from the humble pond, where ducks abscond in fright succumb, as sickness pitches foes aside, and woe betide the hypocrites. Whoa. I need a sec to digest that rhyme pattern, or the assonance pattern.
I think I definitely did not pass the test of making it scannable.
No, this is kind of a read it a couple more times and grok it slowly. All right, let me take a look here. Why don't we take a minute to to analyze and then come up with some sort of commentary or something. This is aside from what the heck is gelid?
Cold.
Like gel? Oh. So like gel?
I
When you
don't know
first
what the
put it into your
etymology
head.
is. I figured it sounded good with congeal.
Wait. So you don't know what it means, but you used it because it sounds nice?
I don't know what the etymology is. That's not the same thing as not knowing what it means.
Fine.
Oh, there's a poop emoji. I didn't read that part.
Oh no, actually what happened was I put a sad face at the end of it and then I scratched it out because I didn't want it to be spoilers. And then I thought that too much attention would be drawn to a scratched out thing, so I drew something silly underneath it.
Yeah. I think yours has more of a subverting the original moral.
Oh yeah, always.
See, because he already has a compensating characteristic of intelligence. So it kind of screws it up when he becomes a swan.
You know, it's autobiographical. Dude, I was the dorkiest, ugliest kid when I was growing up, and then I became like educated, and then I became like less of a dork, and I grew boobs when I was 23, and then all of a sudden, like everyone wants to talk to me for reasons that I don't care about. So yeah.
Sad story.
But I mean, hey, now I'm smart, and I'm not ugly. Hardly sad. Okay.
Fair. Yours also did feathers whitened, where I had feathers white as weather.
I so noticed that. I got a little bit of deja vu reading it. It happened in the same spot too.
I was trying to find all the characteristics that would make a duckling, a baby swan, ugly in the eyes of a duckling, but because they're like adorable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I googled.
They're not
I Google
ugly.
imaged it.
They're not at all ugly.
No, they're adorable, but I don't know. We find reasons to hate the outsiders, and yeah, I suppose when assessed as a duck, he fails to meet certain criteria. So.
Yeah, I tried to use like arbitrary, like the beak shape or whatever. It's like,
and the
who cares?
Yeah, and the tallness. I guess they're taller than ducklings, presumably. Okay, wait. So if I'm understanding this correctly, they're like palindrome rhymes. Like it's assonance rhymes, right? Am I totally...
it's like 3 syllables with 2 assonances. And then there's like a pickup cheat syllable before each one. So it's like wheezing so, and then glean a show.
Yeah.
And revolting plus molting fluff.
Yeah, so I started to realize that with homunculus and disgusting us. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I should not have chosen that for scansion, but that's fine.
Right. No, I think this is really good as a read, not so much like a read aloud.
It's the curse.
Or listen to
the curse of everything that I write.
Actually, this sounds great when read aloud.
Yeah, you gotta kind of lean into the assonances, or else the rhymes are not really
Right.
satisfying. That's the problem.
I think we should just trade on and reread it
You think
ourselves. Yeah.
so? You want to do the same order, or?
Yeah. You read first. You asked a
Alright.
silly question.
Upon a time, a duckling lived, whose ugliness and comic rhymes its playmates prone to eulogize with cruel jibes cliché intoned. Such pitiable shortages of oranges, you hideous homunculus, your beaks acute, your feet obtuse, disgusting us with wheezing so revolting, plus that molting fluff won't glean a show of sympathy, so get some smarts and exit our proximity. That duckling's flaws in distant years had disappeared from Duck's recall. But gelid darkness now congeals, its mouth reveals a question mark, in cursive swept by feathers white as weathered ice. A serpent's neck arises from the humble pond, where ducks abscond in fright, succumb as Cygnus pitches foes aside, and woe betide the hypocrites.
It sounds a lot better when you read it.
That's what I was saying. It depends on
you do have to
like leading.
You have to lean into
but
it.
the challenge was to be scannable by the other person. So I think it falls down on that.
Partially dyslexic, so I trip on my own words. I cannot even. All right. I don't know if mine even needs a reread. It's like pretty academic here. Gelid, come on.
Sorry, I like the word gelid.
All right. Upon a time, an ugly duck was born. Although he wasn't pretty, he was wise. He figured since he'd never to cultivating knowledge he was sworn. And thus he found his role within the pond, respected for his wit and acumen. Well, everybody knows what happens then. The seasons turned and he became a swan. But with his neck so tall and feathers whitened, now no one seemed to care he was enlightened. See, I trip on my own words. This new society embraced his hard-earned work, a slave to good genetics. His vacant-minded peers brought him no solace. There is no place for brains among the flawless. Yeah, so I put a hyphen because without the hyphen, I keep forgetting that now is the weak syllable. Yeah, now no one. Anyway. And I didn't put the comma after well, because that usually indicates that it's two strong syllables in a row. Well, everybody knows, because I was trying to be all anal about the sonnet format.
Oh, like they know well versus well. Like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But when you read it, well, everybody knows, instead of well, everybody knows. When you're reading a sonnet, you kind of naively assume that the first syllable is unaccented.
Mm-hmm.
If you just follow the pattern from the previous lines. Of course, you might not know it's a sonnet if you didn't like look at the ends of all 14 of the lines or like count that there are 14 lines in it. Wait, did you notice it was?
No, I noticed right away it was iambic pentameter though. I think that's like it's pretty strict.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Did you notice anything about the female versus male endings? I'm just wondering.
No.
Oh. Wait. You know what that is, right? So the male endings are when it ends on a downbeat, and then the female endings are on the
so
offbeat.
you have the
like,
yeah. I mean, it is like a perfectly canonical sonnet.
Right. There's a volta, and then the 6 ending lines are the sex change. I guess it's not really a sex change. He becomes a pretty boy, so they all they turn into female endings.
Yeah, that's clever. I like that.
These are things I feel like no one would notice if they were like casually reading it.
Yeah, you always have to have a little bit. It's like those old Irish chalices where there's a little design on the bottom so that only God sees it when you take a communion.
Right.
But yeah, you gotta have reserve a little bit.
You need Easter eggs for the fan club.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. Unless you want to make closing remarks. Do you want to talk about your poem? If there were Easter eggs.
I guess I should credit the form of having the little triples with assonances is taken from Errantry by J.R.R. Tolkien. That's where I got that idea from. No, I'm not on that level yet. I'm not on Anthony Etherin yet. We'll get there someday.
All right. I guess that's all we got for today. 10-minute stream. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us. For whoever watched this live stream, we'll be back, or at least I'll be back next Thursday. You're invited.
Oh.